Welcome back, friends, to a new episode of 3 Minutes About Wine. Today, we'll talk about the long road from the first wild grapevine to the incredibly complex world of modern vineyard architecture. So, what exactly happened between the discovery of wild grapevine, lianas, and the sophisticated vine clones used in today's vineyards? Hunter-gatherers from prehistoric times most likely picked wild grapes from climbing vines and ate them long before agriculture even began. Then, around 8,000 to 9,000 years ago, during the Neolithic period, human communities began settling down and farming started to develop. Grapevine gradually became more important in regions such as South Caucasus, Anatolia, and the Armenian Highlands. The early farmers began selecting vines with better fruit, sweeter grapes, larger berries, higher yields, and most importantly, flowers capable of self-pollination. And that was a huge step because once people could rely on the vine more easily, grape growing became far more practical, opening the door to true viticulture and, of course, winemaking. The domestication of grapevine was a slow process shaped by observation, patience, and selection over many generations. Over time, grapevines were selected, crossed, and propagated again and again, which explained the enormous diversity of grape varieties we have today. The wild ancestors of today's cultivated grapevine is called Vitis vinifera sylvestris, and it still exists today in scattered areas around the Mediterranean, the Middle East, and parts of Eurasia. Sadly, these wild vines became rarer over time because of environmental changes, habitat loss, and pests such as phylloxera. At first, vines were often left to climb trees or on simple supports, much like they did in nature. Later, growers developed more control systems, including pruning and lower trained vines, helping improve both yield and fruit quality. Interestingly, both systems existed side by side in the ancient world, in places like Greece, Rome, and North Africa. And some of these ancient methods are still used today in parts of Portugal and Italy. So, the domestication of the grapevine was not one single moment, nor the achievement of just one civilization. It was a long and fascinating journey shaped by nature, human curiosity, and the growing importance of wine in human life. And from that journey came the incredible diversity of grapes and wines we enjoy today. And here's something very interesting. Even wild grapes could produce wine. Studies show that wine made from wild vines was usually more acidic, darker in color, lower in juice yield, and slightly less balanced than wine made from domesticated grapes. In other words, probably not the smoothest glass of wine in history, but still drinkable, which means prehistoric people may have been making wine even before the grapevine was fully domesticated. Thank you all for being here, and I will see you in the next episode of 3 Minutes About Wine.